What up? What up? Beautiful black people. Uh, I hope this evening finds you all well. Um, I might make a title, and normally I guess it's pretty much a little bit of time before I come on here and I actually start doing the video. I might make a title, and once I get to talking, I might go off the topic altogether. Um, as I was getting prepared to push the live button, I thought about what happened today with none other than Sean Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love, Combs. He's been uh, I guess uh, pretty much the topic of conversation for today, most definitely, but for a little while now. And not in so much the happy-go-lucky, the jovial, the highly successful entrepreneur Puffy Stilo, the Playboy Puff. Uh, this Puff is being looked at a much more darker light per se. But so today, apparently Puff Daddy Mansions was raided, and people was like, "Oh, the kids is there now. These is his adult sons, but I mean, I guess kids is kids. Some people in the mind, my mama probably look at me as a kid still too, and I just turned. That's not important, but so yeah, they raided the man house, and you know, they and it was kind of like sort of reminiscent of OJ because P Diddy wasn't at the rest. It came out later on that P Diddy was supposed to got on the plane and was headed for Antigua. Uh, but then later on it came out no Diddy just in Florida. He just pacing around because I guess at this point he should kind of see that if his empire, if you will, if his empire is not going to be crushed, it's going to be pretty much in the position of damage at this point. I don't see Bad Boy Records signing any new artists anytime soon. Not that that's a whole not that the Bad Boy relationship with their artists is a whole different story all in itself. But I guess I guess if you are a believer in karma, I'm not so much a believer in karma. You might say that what's coming, what Diddy's getting, what's going, what's owed to him, it's coming back around on. But yeah, Diddy pacing in Florida. But you got to kind of understand, man. People, even folks who may not necessarily care for Diddy, they admired his fortune, if not coveted, if not envied, his fortune. Um, and at this point, I guess uh, when it comes to the feds take down the riches of the rich. So I guess that doesn't necessarily how much money you got don't is not going to help them in this particular situation. Uh, Now we kind of want to know. Well, you remember when R. Kelly and what was the movement that was going on? Me Too movement uh, was going on, and R. Kelly was getting, and Bill Cosby was getting that work put on him. This artists like Diddy. They were quiet. Uh, I don't even remember if they even asked them their opinion on the situation, but they were quiet. I know that for certain that whatever he said or however he reacted to the situation, but got behind these guys getting these high profile court cases about these situations with these women. And just like Puffy, I think they're gonna try to throw on Puffy. They threw on Kales the sex trafficking thing, and they got R. Kelly on the old. It's my man named Jim Johnson, the boxer. Uh, they got him on that old shit. Where he was carrying an underage. And even though it was with Johnson in Johnson's case, it was his wife or fiance or whatever. But of course, she was a Caucasian lady, and that time that was different. But with Kales, it was like the girls, even if they may have had their mother's permission, or whether they, if or not, even their parents even cared. where they were going or what they were doing, as long as they weren't bothering or getting in there, necessarily in their mix. These girls would travel, I guess, wherever places R. Kelly was. So that became a chargeable offense. But we got Puffy on this now. So I really, I mean, I guess it gets due to the fact that it may be that it's young males that are the accusers, and I don't know how really it could necessarily be different from the R. Kelly situation, other than the fact that they're. But I guess one of them dudes did kind of accuse Kells of taking advantage of him too. But this is not about Kells. This is about Diddy. Diddy, yeah, and once again, I'm not a believer in karma, but Diddy has this list of offenses in some people's eyes. Uh, you go back to um the shooting when when Shine did 9 years and Puffy did. Um, you can go to the situation with the making of the bands and the Danity Kanes of this world. You can go to the Craig Max. You can go to the Looms. You can go to the Black Robs of this world. Uh, if karma ain't real, then you could still say that no one kind of deserves whatever this treatment is he's getting more than Diddy himself. But I wanted to come on and talk about double standards. Fuck Puff. Puffy, Puffy, hey man. Uh, I just said it before because you can look at the examples. You can look at the Princes. You can look at the Michael Jacksons. You can look at the James Browns. Um, you don't get them heights and leave out clean. They gonna put a blemish. They gonna put a stain on your record. If they didn't later all this now. I said it a while back, and when my friend Katina, she had posted. She said Jay-Z next. In my mind, I do believe Jay-Z's next. In my mind, also, I kind of do believe that I wouldn't put it past Sean Carter, might be tipping off them feds. But I can't. It's against the rules of snitching. For you to accuse someone of being a snitch and you don't have paperwork. Um, Another double standard of black folks, man. Black folks. I don't understand how. And I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I watch I don't necessarily watch the Powers or the BMFs. I don't watch that shit as much as I used to, but I still listen to certain forms of music. And I'm not beyond or too good to look at that type of shit, but it's kind of a double standard, you know. And in the real world, we worried about the crimes going. At least I am in Cook County, Illinois. The Illinois where Chicago, city of Chicago is Cook County. In my real world, I worry about certain shit. But you know, if I turn on, let's see, what's a good person I could say? Uh, Damn. Uh, who was talking some big shit? Uh, I'm just throw a name out here. I could throw out Lil Baby, 21 Savage, or somebody like that. I play some 21 Savage, and they be killing in the music. But it's kind of similar to watching a gangster movie, but then for some folks, it's not. For some groups, individuals in our group, the African American, the black, the color, the people of colors, uh, the Negro and the nigger folk. Uh, for some certain sections of that group, we kind of they take that what's being put down in the music is something that should be transferred into reality. When a lot of times most of these artists are just pretty much writing, just like the movie directors and screenwriters, they just writing scripts. They ain't went through the shit that they went through. They can't. They're not narrating. Once you get caught for the shit, you got to be in that cell 24/7. You ain't got no. You can't call no shots. You want to be a shot call outside. You ain't gonna be a shot call in the penitentiary or the jailhouse. But I mean, it's a double standard. It's a double. We like they say the the socially awkward guys who seem to can't get a girlfriend. They'll say that the pretty girls like the gangsters and the thug. Um, but I guess it's all in the name of excitement. Um, we'll see. We'll see a situation where something bad might happen to someone, but that person, you might know that person was on bullshit. And some people might, oh, that's karma coming to get them, but some people be like, they might have an affinity or liking for that person. They might be down, they might co-sign the bullshit that they do. And if something bad happens to come to them, befalls them, they want to be coddlers to that person. They want to hold that person's head and have sympathy for them. Meanwhile, this person might have been, promoting things like, let's say, for example, I mentioned the no snitching part of it. They might be promoting the no snitching. They might be promoting the street life, the get back lifestyle. But then it's like, okay, the lifestyle you promote, if it somehow affects you in your real life and in the real world around you, then how and someone say, uh, I mean, let me go back a little bit. If that affects you in the real world and you go through your morning, but no, you're the same person that was like saying, well, yeah, I'm gonna slide on my op if my op do me. Uh, and then let's say, for example, someone that you love, they got slid on, I guess, by maybe their op or just got slid on in the name of living the street life. Don't send, you can't change your tone. Uh, be in it the same way you was in it when you talking about it. When I say, and I had to make sure I make the distinction when you talking about it, because in a lot of cases, the people that are promoting this shit, are propagating this shit the most, they're not doing it. Like I said, they're not doing it because if they know that they got in a position of doing something, they gonna ruin their bag. They gonna ruin their social position. So, uh, you got these double standards in black folks, where they'll be like, well, they'll see, let's say, for example, we'll use Puffy again. Okay, Puffy, his situation. Somebody had the nerve to come into one of the comments and say, I shouldn't say nerve, I guess everybody has their opinion and their right to express their opinion in the way they see fit. But this person came on to say, yeah, they do Puffy, they do a Puffy worse. They didn't even do Epstein like this. Now, the man's been accused of sex trafficking. The man's been accused of violent intimidation. Um, what difference does it make how they did Epstein? Epstein is dead, first of all. And second of all, if this person has done these things, you trying to make justifications on why Puffy shouldn't be getting the treatment he getting, it does nothing for those alleged who alleged to be victimized by him. But I don't know what principles some folks seem to stand underneath. Uh, and I talked about Fannie Willis, and how okay, well, you may see this, or well, they might be picking on the black woman, but even if they was picking on you or picking on her, she knew the position that she was in. So, being her knowing the position that she was in, there's certain things she should have known not to do. So it's like, okay, now that she's caught up in doing something that she knows not to do. I mean, it's not illegal. She can do that. That's just her. Man, come on now. Y'all know if this was a situation, I guess it's political. So if it was a situation where I guess your beloved, let's put Barack Obama in that situation. I guess Barry would never do that, but let's put Barack Obama in a situation where okay, he's brought up on state charges for election interference. Um, and y'all, it might be okay to the prosecutor for that case. It might be generally in situations where blacks are being punished. I mean, I guess aside from the OJ case of Christopher Darden, he was on the white folks side. But in situations where it's a black prominent figure, there's generally um, uh, 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 Caucasians or other racial groups on there. And let's say, for example, the prosecutor, the judge, and who's ever and one member of the prosecutor's team. Uh, we'll even make the prosecutor a male. They'll say that the member on the prosecutor team is a woman, and he's paying this prosecutor male. He's paying this woman all this money. He's taking her on trips. He's just confessing in court. Hey, I drop her a couple of stacks off. Whoopty whoopty blam. Uh, and it gets in front of the court. That this white prosecutor is having this affair with this white assistant prosecutor, and they in front of this white judge, and this white judge, and this is your beloved Barack Obama. Now he's on trial for a very serious offense. Um, do you not think that uh, in the media, I mean, in the media, I don't know what to tell folks. If like, for some folks, it's Fox and every other news media outlet, but I don't know if y'all know or not. The whole media is speculative in regards to veracity. I'm going to leave it as simple as that. You look up the words, you don't know what they mean. But um, the media, first of all, is going to treat that different. And you're going to be like, okay, just like you all were with Fanny. If it was a white person, and then they wouldn't even have done that. They wouldn't have bought her and done it. But I don't know what part of it that a lot of us don't understand, because once again, that's another double standard. For one, in one hand, and I don't want to jump, but I got to jump for this. In one hand, uh, you're mad at the Candace Owens because Candace Owens is talking down on black folks. The white man is paying her to talk down on black folks. So you mad at the white man and you mad at Candace Owens. But then when the white man fires her, because once again, you have to be in certain positions of power and influence in order to do things like fire folks, especially folks who are speaking in the light and the glee of white folks and not black folks. If you're a black person speaking in the delight and glee of mostly white folks, then uh, black folks complaining about that person is not going to necessarily bring that person down. But due to the fact that Candace has chosen and spoke about a particular, I guess, religious group, religious ethnicity that practices a certain religion, um, the person who was also that particular group and practices that religion decided to fire her. But black people are cheering like, "Woo, good for her! They got her." But you didn't do nothing. You had to rely on Mr. Charlie or Mr. Kowalski to do whatever you know that you can't do to get the result that you think that is the just outcome. But going back to Fanny, um, you know, it's unfair since she shouldn't have put herself in that position. And people may be mad, oh, this, that, and the third. You must be a Republican. I don't give a fuck about a Republican or a Democrat. And I've said this several times. I care about black folks, unfortunately, sometimes too much. I care, but more specifically, I care about my nigga folk, the least of these. So when I criticize your beloved Democratic Party, and then once again another double standard, how everybody was saying blue no matter who, we got to get Trump out, just that and the third. And now that we're in this new president, and when people were asking you all, well, y'all said we got to get Trump out, and this president here is not necessarily doing anything for us. You're silent. And to even now, because even now, some of y'all are still talking that same old shit. We can't let Trump get back in. He'll be a dictator. Um, I don't know if y'all do any have done any research in civics or know how government work. I thought that the democracy was designed where a dictatorship could it would not be possible. He's going to be a dictator. He's going to go after his enemies. Hell, shit. Uh, any person that gets in power is going to go for their enemies. Um, I don't know what world or what fantasy that you all live in. To the victor belongs the spoil. But chill room, big cheese fan. What up? What up, there, brother? I appreciate brother, sister. I appreciate you tapping in with me. I'm just up here chatting, man. That's all I'm doing. I'm always welcoming to a different face coming in because it seems as if uh me and Google or me and Facebook or me and YouTube, we seem to have an issue with visibility. They won't allow Mr. Nika to be visible. Mr. Niger, call me Mr. Niger, call me Doc Flay, Mr. Flay, G Flay. But I don't think that should matter because hell, like once again, it's the double standard. The double standard. Well, okay. Uh, Everybody should have free expression. Everybody should be able to say how and be able to believe and think how they feel as long as it doesn't affect nobody else. But we still pick these sex we always tend to choose sides. And most of the time, since we're tapped into social media shit, is over bullshit. Um, it's something else. It's one other thing, and I can't necessarily. I'm trying to think of what that may be. Um, and it has to do with once it has to do with women, but I apologize. I'm off that. I can't think of what it is, but you know, it gets to the point where a lot of the times, the conversations that we have, the actions that we do, or the thoughts that we think are oxymoronic, self-destructive, and non-constructive. I guess if it was self-destructive, it can't be constructive. Um, there's, I think a lot of times it's just we get to the point where we want to see who can say the most clever thing to the other person. Um, we listen, we speak to be heard, but we don't listen to understand. We listen in order to find that opening to where we can come with our response. We tend to think that just because someone feels a particular way about a particular topic, that the rest of whatever other thoughts they may have that may be in agreement and align with yours, they're inconsequential because they believe one thing about one particular thing, so automatically that person becomes your enemy. And that even goes down to, I mean, and it's something that I don't know whether to be heard because once again, I say they be whooping my ass on these social media platforms. That certain and I kind of, I get trepidatious in speaking. And right about now, it's like at this point when I end this video, it might be one or two people that might have saw it, or and then I have it run into Facebook. It might be maybe 10 people that might have saw it there. Uh, Somehow I don't think my voice is welcome on these platforms, but I come on and I say the things that you know I would like to believe that would challenge other black people to think. But I guess the things that I say are counter to the narrative or counter to the interests of these platforms and whoever sponsors uh, these platforms. Because I imagine that once upon a time, Facebook, they used to say, "What's on your mind?" And that was before, I guess, it got privatized. It was bought by stockholders. And once stockholders buy things, bottom line is more important than your feelings or your thoughts or your beliefs or what wisdom and knowledge you choose to share. If it don't align with certain things, that's why you get your fact checkers. That's why you have your community standard violations. Once again, I'm off point. Uh, you know, Shout out to my nigga Peoria Crow. This is the nigga nation flag. And let me hold it so y'all can actually see. This is the Nigga Nation flag. You know, I'm not going to describe what it is, but I just want to get to the point to my nigga Peoria Crow. He called it the Crow is an acronym for choices right and wrong. Uh, I think a lot of these situations where black folks and the double standards is that, you know, in the back of one particular, maybe one side's mind, or even back in the back of both sides' mind, they know that whatever it is they're pushing or whatever it is they believe, whatever it is they're doing is wrong. But their pride and their inability to look to the greater good of I guess character or morality and standards, they'll cling to what is wrong as opposed to, like, you know, accepting what is right and getting in line with what's right. So in doing that, you're going to make a double standard, especially if you choose to try to present yourself as something other than what you portray yourself to be while you're doing these things. Nevertheless, man, I came on here to do a live, make a little content, just for the sake of making content. It looks, you know, it's been looking like, well, at least some of my pages are doing okay, but okay is when they start making some motherfucking money because ain't no reason for. I mean, that gets entertainment online, but really, uh, after a while, if you find yourself on here for a certain amount of hours, you need to try to figure out some way to make it constructively work for you, other than to titilize or titillate your feelings and your thoughts and your emotions. But who am I? I'm just a poor nigga in America trying to make nigga nation and nothing. Peace and love. Uh, focus on what's right, man. I mean, you might see, okay, you in the back of your mind, okay, I understand that you might want to defend uh, a thing or a person, place, whatever that might, you know, you might find it important to defend because I guess it may be a reflection on you or your thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. But even in your it takes a person of principles and strong character to stand up and admit when they were wrong and accept all of the repercussions with being wrong. So with that being said, peace and love. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm looking, I guess these is YouTube comments. I'm looking at my guy came in and shouted me out. Thank you for coming through and shouting me out. Once again, I'm gonna read his page because not that I'm super viral or nothing like that, but you know, maybe someone might listen and check out my man page since he tapped in with me. The Chill Room with Big Cheese and Fam. Fuck with them and fuck with me. Fuck what you got. Peace and love.